One more minute, my dear friends. Over to you, Prajna.
Hello everyone, welcome. Today is the 22nd day of the 41 Days Meditation Challenge. I am thrilled to be your host for today's session. My name is Pragna Chakka. I am 12 years old and I live in Edison, New Jersey. I have attended the Prahlad Durva Kids Self-Empowerment and Mindful Meditation program taught by Devi Chakka. Prahlad Durva is a great program for kids. It teaches you many life skills. I have personally learned very fascinating and interesting things in this program. I was inspired by this program and made a YouTube channel called Your Deepest Secret that summarizes a little of what I learned. That is a little about me. Now, here is today's agenda. First up, Parnika will sing a song for us. Then, Pari Patri ma'am will teach us about the law of one. After that, she will also guide us in meditation. Then, in the end, we will have a short Q&A session. Parnika has been singing us a song at the beginning of all the sessions of the 41 Days Meditation Challenge with her amazing voice and wonderful songs. She is 8 years old and is in 3rd grade. She has been in the Prahlad Durva program for the past 7 months. After she attended the Prahlad Durva program, she has been more interested in meditation, and her practice helped her develop her skills. Parnika loves to sing, and she has been learning music for the past 2 years. Parnika, over to you.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you for this opportunity. Today I'll sing a Kirtana, Sadapalaya, in the Ragam Mohana. Talam is Adi Talam and the composer is G. N. Balasubramanian. Sadapalaya Sarasakshi Samanarahita Mohanangi Sadapalaya Sarasakshi Samanarahita Mohanangi Sadapalaya Sadapalaya Sarasakshi Samanarahita Mohanangi Sadapalaya Sudha Madhura Vagvila Asini Sudha Madhura Vagvila Asini Sudha Madhura Vagvila Asini Sujanagamocani Suvasini Sujanagamocani Suvasini Satapalaya Sarasakshi Samanarahita Mohanangi Sadapalaya. Thank you.
That was a very nice Parnika. You know, your songs help us a lot. How? Because to focus or learn anything at all, you have to stay in the present moment. And your songs help us to do that a lot easier. Thank you very much. So, for today's speaker, Pari Patri ma'am is the founder and president of creator of Pyramid Mastery Course, and a certified energy worker, crystal expert, and meditation teacher. Pari ma'am is dedicated to empowering women and helping them to fully manifest their desires, living an authentic life unapologetically. Associated with numerous international organizations, it is her strong intention to spread awareness about spirituality and the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement across continents through PSSM Global. Those are many wonderful achievements, Pari ma'am. Thank you so much for your time here today. My mom has told me many great things about you, and I am very excited to listen from you. Pari ma'am, now without further ado, over to you.
Hello, Pradnya. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. I am, I'm so glad I'm here to see you. This is such a great opportunity I received to see you and hear you. And Pernika's song was so amazing. Thank you so much. So tell me more about you, Pradnya. I want to hear from you before I speak.
More about me. Well,
About what age did you start meditation, and tell me something about your experiences.
okay. Well, my mom has taught me meditation ever since. Um, my mom has taught me meditation ever since I could talk. So, yeah, and I've started having experiences since I was around 8, I think. I could see colors. I could see colors, and I've started reading books a year ago. I've started reading spiritual books about a year ago,
Uh-huh.
and um, there's a book called Anastasia, and in my meditation, I've seen her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, one time, since I really like I really like the book Anastasia, so I wanted to see her one time in meditation. So, um, before I meditation, I had a thought about seeing her, and then in meditation, I saw her, and then she didn't say anything much, but she didn't say anything much. She was just there smiling in a white gown.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Wow. And how old are you now?
Right now I'm 12.
Wonderful. Wow. This is so amazing. I'm so happy I'm here and I have this opportunity
Thank
to talk to
you.
you.
Thank you.
And you know what? We have similar stories because even I started meditation as young as you are. So that's amazing. And I can and tell me, so do you teach meditation to your friends and everywhere you go? How does that go? How do people react to that when your friends know that you are meditating? How do they react to it?
Well, when my friends know that I'm meditating, I try to tell them a little about it, and I tell them a little more when I think they're ready to receive it.
Okay,
So yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
So you're not afraid that they're gonna think that you're different or anything like that?
Well, I used to when I was younger, but now not that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful because in college I was afraid. You're so bolder and courageous than I was. So I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, and if Parnika is here, Parnika, it was amazing. The song was beautiful. You can switch on your camera. Yes, Parnika, how old are you?
8.
Wow, and tell me about yourself. When did you start meditation?
Well, I started meditation about just this year, so
Okay, and how is it for you? Like, how are you feeling about it?
it's going pretty well. I'm trying to get the hang of it, but it's still a little bit hard for me.
Why? What is hard for you? What is going on?
Well, normally when I close my eyes hurt, so I don't know. But I've tried different techniques to see how it can get better.
What kind of techniques?
A couple of days back, I tried auto writing, which really helped my brain focus.
Mm-hmm. So maybe the viewers here do not know what auto writing is. So can you explain what that is?
Well, basically, you hold a pen in your hand, and just while meditating, you might be able to write down a message.
Okay. And did you get anything?
Not yet. It was
Okay.
my first time, so I just got a couple marks.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it's with practice you will get it. And also I have a question. So when you meditate, when you're trying to close your eyes, do you try hard to do you have to put an effort to keep them closed?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, sometimes when I'm closing my eyes, it kind of opens up.
Okay, maybe did you try with a mask, eye mask?
No.
Maybe try that and see if it helps you.
Okay.
Okay. Wonderful. I am so happy to meet you. Where are you from, Parnika? Where do you live?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Wonderful. Are your parents around there? Can I see them?
Yes.
Hello. Hi, hi.
Hi.
You're coming and going, but wonderful, wonderful. That was such a beautiful child you have, and thank you for presenting us her in this platform.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a great opportunity, and she's been learning so many concepts from Devi Garu in the meditation program, and I think they have a lot of fun in the class to asking a lot of questions.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for the review. So, what would you say to all the parents who are thinking about joining their kid in the program?
I would always say try it out because again it depends on the kid. I guess they should be old enough to understand certain concepts.
Mhm.
But I have been teaching Parnika these concepts from probably when she was 4 or 5. So she was kind of interested, and that's why we were very excited when Devi Garu started the program.
Mhm.
And I can see that she's learned much more than what I can teach in a probably an efficient way because I myself am learning from her now. So that's actually very good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so happy to see this and that kids 8 years and 12 years are doing meditation and are here spreading this message. This is just amazing. I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you, thank you, Parnika. Okay, thank you, Pranya, for this beautiful introduction. You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Devi, for giving me this opportunity to come here and see this amazing, uh, children here. I wouldn't have seen this if I wasn't here. So thank you, Devi, for bringing me here.
Thank you so much, Pari. It is our honor to have you here today. This is my dream to bring you here, and I love to always listen from you. The way you wish everyone, and the way you give very unique solutions for Pradnika. Just now you said that try eye mask. I always heard a very unique and very beautiful solutions from you. So I love to listen from you. I want to introduce all NJ team to you. So please, without any late, please start your wisdom session. We
Yes.
excited to listen from you.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's get started. So, welcome everybody who are here on Zoom and who are watching live. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is very powerful and I'm very passionate about it. This is something I feel like this is topic from a book. The book is called The Law of One, the Raw Material. So if you type the raw material, you'll find the books. There are different book one, book two, about I think 4 books on it. Highly suggested to recommended to read those books, and I'm gonna take some topics and talk about that. So today we are going to talk about Ra. Who is Ra, and what is that? His contact with earth, or I would say their contact with earth. And we'll talk about what is the law of one, what is this all about. And then we'll talk about densities. There are 7 densities, and what are they, how are they related to us? I'm going to share with you. And so so the way I work is I'm going to share with you guys the material from the book. So I made some notes here for you so that I don't go on a tangent, because I do that very often. So to keep me on track, I'm going to go through the notes. So you may be finding me reading some notes. I'm just looking at what I have prepared here. and I will also add my own take on it. Okay, so there's going to be two different parallels going, the material from the book itself and my own take on what I perceive from that. And if you have any questions, we're also gonna do, so we're gonna do like a 15 to 20 minutes meditation as well. Very powerful. I'm gonna play some my favorite music for you guys. I hope YouTube will not take it out. Let's see how it goes. Um, and then we will have a question and answer as the amazing Pragya has shared the agenda for today. So we're gonna go according to that. So all your questions, if you have them, just put them in the chat. If you get them, right away, maybe you'll forget it later, just put them in the chat and I will take them as the time permits today. All right. So let's get started. And before I do, you know what? I totally forgot to charge my laptop. I always am prepared, but let's see. It's right here. Okay. Okay. I am ready. So let's get started. So the law material, the law of one, the raw material. This is a book, or this book I've come across a few years back, and I was just amazed to read this book, and the amount of information that this just one book even holds is just amazing. So I really am excited to share this information with you. And to get started, let's start with understanding about a little bit about this matrix, the 3D matrix. And this information is going to be a little advanced. So if you're just a beginner and watching this, if you have, you may have a lot of questions. I would ask you to reach out to the PMC USA channel, here, and they will connect you to the masters to get more information about how to get started with meditation. Okay. So first thing to understand, I'm just going to give a premise here, context here, is we are all on this earth 3D matrix. I call it as 3D matrix. And in this matrix, and we are all from the source. We all come from the source. And there are different levels of densities. So I'll share with you what I mean by density. And there are different universes. There are different, so I'm gonna we live in a multiverse. There is a lot of Milky Ways, galaxies, planets, star systems, and lot of other beings as well. Human beings are not the only beings in the entire multiverse. There are different beings, entities across this multiverse. And first thing to understand that we are not alone. There are beings all across, and they are constantly communicating with us. They're constantly like just now Parnika mentioned, she's practicing auto writing. So she's trying to channel in some message from a master and put it on a paper. So all these masters or beings or entities, whatever we may call, they're all around us and they're constantly communicating with us. So we can hear those messages when we are in tune with those frequencies. Then we can start transmitting and receiving those messages with those masters. And one such there were three masters late in 1980s, Don Elkins, Carla Ruckert, and Jim McCarty. So these three guys in late 90s started channeling a group called Raw. So they call themselves as a group, like they are consciousness itself. It's not like one person, they are consciousness. So they started channeling, connecting to Carla in early 80s, 1981 and 1984, in that time, and channeling this Raw, and they have started writing down. So the sessions, whatever the channeled message came out, was written in books, in the Law of One books, the raw material books. So if you go on Amazon, you'll find those books. And these books are everything that we talk about, everything that we all discuss in these PMC channels, every master is discussing. So it is a sum total of everything that has been discussed. So that is why I'm like really, really excited about this information sharing with you. And so they came and they let's talk about first who is Ra, what is Ra. Okay, we'll talk about that. So these the in Earth's ancient history, okay, in Earth's history, um, in Egyptian language, Ra, R-A, Ra means sun, the sun god. Okay, the Egyptian god of sun. So they visited this consciousness, these beings visited Earth when the Egyptian in the to Egypt, probably in 18th, they would say in 18th dynasty, and we don't know exactly what that year was. Not as gods, but as brothers and sisters, as people among us. So they were gods. That's what it. If you go back and millions of years, if you see the Earth history, when you go back to Anunnaki and Lemurian and Sumerian civilizations, even back then, they were gods walking among us, and they were all these extraterrestrial beings from different densities coming and sharing the spiritual information with us. And uh, what happened was we made them as gods. We started once they started sharing the information, and they started giving this higher vibrational messages. What people at that point did, and there was lot of hierarchy that was established, and that is when what the elite at that point in the Egypt, like the priests and the people who are on the top, they took the information and they hid that information from the public. They did not give that information to the public. This law of one, what was communicated to the Egyptians at that point. So they held that information with themselves, because again they wanted to control, they wanted to rule, so they did not pass that information to the people. So what that did is it created distortions. Now what is a distortion? Distortion is some kind of blockage within a frequency. Like for example, if you hear a radio frequency, you hear, if you're getting like really close and there's a disturbance, and that disturbance can be called as a distortion. You're not getting the message properly. So that is distortion. So when this law of one was communicated by this group of this consciousness beings, of Ra, who call themselves as Ra, it was given to the Egyptian priests and the elite people at that point, but it was not passed on. And that is when they removed themselves from the earth, and they went back and they started observing earth from a distance. So that law one still went on generations, but it was only passed on to certain people. It was not communicated to the public, the masses, and only the elite people know this information. And again, to control and to bring kind of power game, there was religions, and there was all these rules and everything were built according to that. So anyways, so and they came at that point because the civilization at that time had developed a culture and a belief system that prepared them to comprehend these concepts of law and one. Only when we are ready and we meet that vibration, that information is passed on to us. And that is again, be mindful about the words that I'm using. I'm saying the belief system, the perception that we hold are the frequencies. So when we are ready, when we are able to take that information without having any distorted belief system, the information will come and the masters will give that information to us. Now, after and so this group again, they started contacting different groups on earth to communicate this, and one such group was the Scala Records. She was from US, and they started communicating with her, uh, and these books are a product of those sessions. Now, another reason why this group started contacting is because Earth is nearing a 75,000 year master cycle of evolution. Okay, Earth is ending a cycle right now, a 75,000 year cycle, and many of its population are ready to graduate to the next evolutionary stage, what Ra calls that as fourth density. So we are currently in third density. I'll talk about what all those densities are. And we are now ready to graduate to the fourth density, to the density of love and understanding. So they are here to help us, to support us in this time of transition. And that's why they are here to giving this messages in various beings, not just the raw group. There are Pleiadians, there are Syrians, there are so many groups here on earth communicating and assisting us to get us ready for transition. And one of the key thing for us to be ready is meditation, of course. Meditation. That is the most first thing, to the foundation for us to be in our center, for us to raise our frequency, for us to raise our vibration. And now, so I'll talk about this what this consciousness is about. What is this? So these guys, this raw group, are from a sixth density. And in their words, they call themselves as social memory complex. That means the thoughts of the people there, the memories, the experiences of every individual are known and available to the whole group. Okay, there is no distinction like right here on earth. We have a distinction like you, me. We are separate. I am Pari, you are Devi. So there's a separation of that identity. But in higher densities, as we cross the third density, it becomes collective information. So all the experiences, when I speak from that density, I'm speaking as a collective consciousness. There is no I, there is no separation there. So that's why they call themselves as a consciousness group, a social memory complex. So all that information is shared is from the collective memories, from the collective experiences and thoughts. So the entire social body then consists of many unique individuals who also have access to this shared group like database. Visualize that as a database, and they have access to that and they can share information. So they come from sixth density. We are right now in the third. Earth is in the third density. According to him, I'm just saying him, but again, understand that it is a group, a collective consciousness. The population of Earth will birth its own social memory complex after it graduates to the fourth density. So once we graduate and we enter into the fourth density, we are also going to become a part of a social memory complex, that is a part of a collective consciousness. So what it means basically is there is no distinction between an individual and a whole group. Okay, there is no distinction. So what that means is we are going beyond ego here. In third density, we have this ego. When we go higher, we are going beyond this ego. When they communicate with Ra, they spoke to one individual entity of the social memory complex. Since everyone in this group access a shared mind. So they have, this, think about like a database. I think that would be more easier to understand that there is a shared database, and when you are connecting, like you're talking to one communication channel which has access to this information. And also, I want to introduce something called Confederation of Planets. There is a whole group. Okay, this may be something new for some people, or maybe you already know this. There is a confederation group of planets where different beings have a council. They are all in a council and they all communicate with each other. Even beings from Earth are representative of this council. And they may not be highly spiritual or not, because there can be, even the governments are involved in this. And I don't want to get deeper into that, but I just want to intrigue you with that thought, leave you with that thought. And they are all in the service of this one infinite creator that consists of many other social memory complexes with other planets in our Milky Way and outside of our Milky Way. So Earth is not the only planet. Earth is not the only game or matrix. There are different matrices, and we have been on all in different matrices. We have not just been born on Earth. We have been on different planets, different galaxies, different star systems. We had different experiences, and our soul. When you say akashic records, mainly that is relevant to what you see on Earth, your past lives on Earth. But there are many, many lives. Your soul history has lot of information, not just on Earth, but on other planets. Okay, I just want you to sing that in a just for a second, that you have been on different galaxies, on different planets, and there's a lot of um, um, you know, your soul may have gone through a lot of trauma, because there has been a lot of wars in the cosmos, as depicted in our scriptures, in the Hindu scriptures. So So, according to the Raw, members of the Confederation have been offering their services through channeling. So, all this channeling that we hear, these members, there can be these members or other groups, have been channeling and giving this information to us. And they can be masking their identity. They may not be what you see. They may be masking their identity as a person that you maybe you are very much associated with Lord Krishna. So they may mask themselves as Lord Krishna and give you the information, because that is more acceptable and there is trust factor established. Because for channeling, the most important thing is we need to trust the information. The moment we have a doubt, the channeling, there will be distortions created. So there are all these beings, there are beings inside the earth, inner earth, that are communicating with us, channeling with us, masking their identity. So, but when we really ask them questions like, who are you? Tell me, then you get the information of what the true identity is. Um, this confederation primary message has always been that we live in a universe of unity. I would add multi-universe, and that the world as we perceive it is an illusion. So didn't we all hear that before? That we live in this universe of unity, and the world as we perceive it is an illusion. That we are here to learn how to give and receive love. I'll repeat that again. We are here to learn how to give and receive love, and that meditation is one of the principal means of discovering the creator that exists in all of us. I'm going to read this again. We live in a universe of unity, that the world as we perceive it is just an illusion. We are here to learn how to give and receive love, and that meditation is one of the principal means of discovering the creator that exists in all of us. So this is the message, the message that was started in the entire books. That I'm just giving the gist of all the books. You can go read and discover more information. But the gist is that we are all united. There is no separation. Only when we come to this third density, there is this separation. There is polarity, which I will just mention about it. And meditation is the primary means to discover that the creator that exists in all of us, and what is the purpose of us being a creator? Why did we choose to be here? And we'll touch those issues as well. So, and also the another thing is, when they communicate these messages, they do not wish to be identified as source. They say that because every being, whether you are receiving messages from Krishna or Shiva or Jesus or anybody or archangels, anybody, any density beings have their own perspectives, okay, have their own agendas. Every message we listen to from a master, an ascended master or an angel or anybody, they have their own perspective. And again, I talk about this all the time, which today I'm going to share a different crystal. This is carnelian, by the way, and I'm drinking carnelian water right now because I really feeling a little exhausted. So this is to give me energy. So think about the truth as a spear. Maybe I should just bring in side by side. So as a spear. So the truth, when you see from here is the truth, when you see from there is the truth. The truth is everywhere. We are here to experience this different aspects of the truth of us, what we can create. And that is why we are here. We chose to be on this earth to, again, to going back to that message, to receive and learn to receive and give love in every different frequency, in every different aspect of this perceptions, to experience these different perceptions. That is why we are here. So every message that you hear, it is from their own perception. So they do not want to identify themselves as source. They want to give their message as they may call themselves as the messengers of the source, and or from their own perception, or messengers of the law of one. Now I want to share, let me see if I can share this law with you guys right now, just for 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, if you can see the law of one and its cosmology, this is how Ra describes the law of one. So what he says is, in truth, there is no right or wrong. Okay, in truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no this is right, this is wrong. There is nothing like that. There is no polarity in the source. When we go up, when we zoom out from the source, from this earth matrix, when we go up to the source, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. For all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through the mind body spirit complex. So they're calling it as, is everything fine, Devi? Okay. um so they so
Yes, it is fine.
Okay, all right. So what they call is, they mention it as mind body spirit complex. So that is a collective consciousness. So there is no polarity. Everything will be reconciled. All the experiences that we had in through the lifetimes, in through our soul journey, will be reconciled to go back and be one with the source from where we came here. This distortion is not. Okay, can we mute? um this distortion is not in any case necessary. Okay, this is not necessary. Like, okay, why did this happen, why did this bad thing happen, why did that happen? Nothing is necessary. It is chosen by each of us as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought which binds all things. Okay, we have played, again, as it said in the beginning, everything is an illusion, it's a drama. That you may have heard this in many scriptures telling about this. What that means is, we have played to be a villain, we have played to be a good person, we have played to be a rich person, we have played to be a poor person. There's nothing like good or bad. There's nothing like, if I did good in my past incarnation, I'm going to be born in this way. There's no right or wrong. Everything is just an experience. And why we chose to have that experience is to discover our own self, is to discover our own creations, is why we are have all these different experiences. And you are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. Okay, this is really powerful here, right here. You are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything. Every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity, you are infinity. You are love, light and love. You are, and this is the law of one. And I would add, there is even anything, even the darkness is us. There is no separation here. So, all those experiences that we had in this lifetime, or whatever judgments, when we judge others, we are judging our own self. When we judge others, we judge our own self. Because what happens is, the moment we start judging, we project we project into our experience a limitation for our own self. Immediately, a limitation will be created, a distortion will be created. So you cannot receive messages from around you. You will not be able to receive and send them messages because you have already created a distortion of belief system with a judgment. So it is important to understand why judgments, why we should not get into competition, because that is all again starting to create this complex of fear and scarcity within us, and we disconnect and we start isolating and separating ourselves. But the truth is that we are one. The truth, when we rise our frequencies and we see from this divine consciousness, we understand that there is no lack, we live in this abundance, in this pure joy of abundance. And we have all the information, and we are just discovering, creating. We are the expressions of the source discovering itself. So the creation is just pushing itself to discover every emotion, it's just the pure joy of creations. And we are here to share and receive love. And that is, again, that is the abundance. Is what is abundance? Is share and receive love in whatever that you do, in your words, in your actions, in your creations. And that is why we are here, because Devi decided to share her love doing this. That is her way of sharing her creations, is and spreading the abundance. So we are all here to do that. We are not here to make money. We are not here to make anybody happy. We are here to share love. We are here to share that abundance with our creations. What are we creating that can share abundance? What words are we using that spreads the light? So that is something that we have to constantly keep thinking about. And in fact, the law of one asserts that there is nothing that is not the creator. I'm going to stop sharing here. Um, so there is nothing that is not the creator. Everything, every dark thing is also the creator. It is expression of its own self. There is nothing that is outside of this underlying unity. Raw reports that the creator has made the infinite creation out of itself. The creation is out of its own self for the purpose of knowing and experiencing itself. This intelligent infinity, as they call it, generates out of its own being the galaxies, stars, planets, entities such as ourselves, darkness, and light, love and fear, every shade of meaning and experience, every mode of thought and activity is is created by its own, within itself. And as we travel on our own spiritual journeys, we have free will. We exercise free will, choosing to gradually know ourselves more clearly, and sooner or later we grow into this unity. We all will be, whether it is 100 lifetimes or 500 or 10,000 lifetimes, we will be one with the source, because that's where we came from. We go back to that. And now I'm going to share with you in the next few minutes. This is what are densities that I just mentioned. Okay, with that, after we share with that, we move on to the meditation. So the journey that each soul takes, according to Raw, again, this is from their perspective, moves through an infinite system of octaves. So now, if you know music, there is something called octaves, right, in the music. And even every musician you ask, this octave is a geometry, it's a vibrational frequency, it's a geometrical expression of the energy itself, the source itself. Each octave divided into 7 ascending densities or concentrations, okay, of light. So each octave is divided into 7 ascending densities. In the first density is what is the core of the earth, just the point. That is where all the creation starts. Is the first density. It is a fire and wind, where work with earth and water to teach to how to form a life. That is the foundation of the biological life. That is the core of the earth. The point itself is the first density. Now the second, then that is where the new creation starts. And the second density is the level of consciousness inhabited by bacteria and single celled organisms in the lower stages of plants and animals. And in the lower stages is plants, and the higher stages is the animals. This density's lessons involve transforming from the random change of first density to a more coherent awareness that facilitates growth and directed movement. Okay, so they graduate. The first density graduates into second density, and they have more awareness, they have more evolution there. And then as they progress, as they more become awakened, they graduate into the third densities, which where we are. And Earth and its human population are currently approaching the end of the third density cycle, according to this confederation. And in this third density, there is choice, density of choice. We have a more highly developed awareness, self-awareness that includes the mind, body, and for the first time, a fully activated spirit. Mind, body, spirit. The function of this density, again, this is something really, really interesting. The function of this density is to polarize our consciousness into choosing from love. Choose our form of love, our form of service. We have free will. The law of this 3D matrix is that every being on this matrix has free will. They have a choice. They can choose what they want to believe. They can choose what they want to feel, emotion. You may have heard happiness is a choice. It is not something that you get from outside. It is something that is within. So in this polarity that we mentioned, in this density, there is polarity. On one end of the spectrum of polarization is service to self. So there is a polarization. I don't have a pendulum here to, you know what? I do have a pendulum. Let's see. Nope, I don't have a pendulum here, but I would love to show you a pendulum, which is, okay, let me just show this. So if this is a pendulum, the one end of the spectrum is the service to self, service to self, an exclusive love of self, which rejects universal love and seeks to control, manipulate, exploit, and enslave others for the benefit of the self. Do you guys, can you think of anybody who is like that? Service to self. You can put that on the chat if you're listening to me. Anybody you think, do you know anybody who is in the other end of the spectrum, service to self? Maybe we can add, I don't know, Hitler, people like that, leaders like that who were in the extreme end of that spectrum. And the other end of the spectrum, what is that? Service to others. Service to others, a love of not only the self, but all other selves. Service to others seeks and embraces universal unconditional love, sees the creator in all the things. Everybody is God. Can you think of anybody who is in that spectrum? If you can, you invite you to put the names here. Do you know anybody who are in the other spectrum of service to others? Who supports the free will of all? Our lived lives are not so black and white. We don't live in a black and white world. Here I see Patriji. So Dadaji. Okay, who is angels? Sunita says angels. Yes, we have seen those people. We have seen that part of the spectrum, and we have seen the other part of the spectrum too, which all exists on this 3D matrix, which is the beautiful thing. Buddha. Kumar says Buddha. Absolutely. Who is in the service to others? That was the main purpose, is to spread that universal unconditional love. Mridula says all our masters. Absolutely. Dadaji, Amit Kumar says Pandurang Shastri Athwale. Okay. Thank you, Amit Kumar. So who supports that we all have free will and understand that gives the permission to be who we are. And that is where the expression of service to others begins. So our lives are not so black and white. There are shades of darkness. There are shades of darkness within us. We all have, at some parts of our life, we have expressed service to self. Every one of us, at some points in our life, we have expressed service to self, and at some points in our life, we have expressed service to others. There can be a ratio between how much part of that is here in spectrum and how much. And as we are in that vibrational frequency, we start projecting that energy into our environment, and we start creating those experiences in our lives and start attracting, create those characters that match the vibrational frequency and attract them into our lives. So this, so I'm talking about now how really the manifestation works, because in this spectrum there is no good or bad. I want you to try getting away from that and have a perspective that there is different shades, and we have been in all the we our purpose is to experience these shades and discover our own self in every spectrum of this polarization. So we strive toward either end of the spectrum of polarity in consciousness as we strive. So we want to get into this spectrums from one end to another and experience this. So this is the third density. Now, in as other wisdom traditions share on earth, Ra communicates that we are all moving towards a new age, right? Where that is something that every master is bringing up now, or what Ra would call as a harvest to the fourth density. Fourth density is about love and understanding. Love and understanding. That's where the earth is moving into. This is where the social memory complex is born. That is the collective consciousness. We are no more separated, where thoughts becomes things. In 3D matrix, of course, thought becomes thing, but there is a denser energy here. Okay, there's a denser energy here. There's free will here. There are distortions here. There are belief systems here. There's physical frequency here. There's a lot of factors that contribute in the thought of thoughts become things. Eventually, that happens, but there is a lot that goes with when to become that thought to think. Um, and in that fourth density, love becomes visible, and the positive and negative polarities separate from each other. So this is the fourth density. If you if you are watching this show called Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia TV, you'll understand that there are beings in the inner earth, and they are from the fourth density. The fourth density beings are communicating with us constantly. And as I mentioned, they mask themselves. They do not reveal their identity. The fifth density is the density of light. The fourth is the density of love and understanding. Fifth is the density of light, wherein wisdom becomes the focus and criteria for graduation to that next density. The sixth density is love and light together, where love and light unifies. And this is where Ra is from, the group of Ra is from, who are giving these messages. And the seventh density is of for awareness. It is what they say is that it is difficult to describe in where our 3D mind can comprehend what is that seventh density. So they just say that it is for awareness. And the eighth density represents the complete unity or infinity, whatever you want to say, of the creation with the one creator, and can be viewed as that can be the first density, the core, the point is. So the point of first density is the creation and the end, which is so amazing, and this is what all the scriptures talk about. So the first density, the core, is the start and the beginning, the end and the start. And from there, a new creation starts, a new density. It's an infinitely happening process. That's why time is not linear. Time doesn't happen like past, present, future. There is no linear to it. It is all happening in the now moment. Everything is happening in the now moment. Past, present, future. Okay? There is no linear progression. We are right now in this moment living a past experience, a present, and a future in different awareness, consciousness. So everything is happening in the now moment. So So this is all about the different densities, and there's now, if you go and start reading those books, there's so much information about it, about their teachings. But I just want to give you a little bit of gist and give you the understanding of these, what these densities are, the seven densities and the octaves, and each octave represents a frequency, a sound, a geometrical pattern, a mudra, a color. So when we start receiving messages in our meditation, we see a glimpse of all, one of these aspects, one of the perceptions. So there is nothing as wrong. Whatever you're receiving is correct. Any message you receive when you are meditating or outside of it, do not question it, do not doubt it, because there's this infinite there's so much database out there that we tap into it based on our own frequency. Based on the frequency that we have, we tap into that information and we receive it. So the one thing we want to eliminate is the doubt. When somebody shares their message, do not doubt it, because your doubt limits yourself, your own progress. When a person shares their experience that they have received somebody, if you question, oh, is this real? I don't know if it is real. When you start questioning that, you create limitations for your own self. You just observe, listen, and take what comes to you. Take what resonates with you and you explore. And that's the whole foundation of PSSM, is explore, be a scientist, listen to everyone, do not judge. Everything is right. There is no right or wrong. There's no question of that. Everything just is. So this is the law of one. I'm going to read the last time, the law of one, and then we'll go and meditate for about 10-15 minutes. And then we will have a Q&A. If anybody want to ask question or just say hi to me, we can do that. So I'm going to read it again. In truth, there is no right or wrong. Okay? In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. For all will be, as you would say, reconcile at some point in our dance through mind, body, and spirit complex, which we amuse ourselves by distorting in various ways at this time. This distortion is not in any case necessary. We just don't need these distortions. We just have to experience it. There's no victim. Nobody is a victim. It is, everything is just an experience. It is chosen by each of us as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought, which binds all things. We are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. We are everything. We are one. Every entity, whether that is a raw entity or a Pleiadian or a Syrian, we are all one. We are multidimensional beings. We exist in different levels. Our consciousness exists in different levels. We just have to um, remove those. What is healing? Healing is aligning to the source without having those distortions. That is healing. So every being, every emotion, every event, every situation, we are unity, infinity. We are infinity. And we are love, light, light or love. We are, I am, I am, I am are the most two powerful words in English language. When we say I am, it resonates with the source frequency, the God frequency, the God energy, the universal energy, the creator energy. I am that I am. I am that I am. This is the law of one. Okay, so this is the law of one. Thank you very much, guys. And hi, Prathima. How was it? Did you get everything that I said?
Yeah, I did. That was truly an amazing lesson. Yeah, I understand it, everything. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Uh,
So I want to share a little of what I noted down.
okay.
So first, Ra visited the earth to share spiritual information with us. And when they started to share more information, the people made them gods. So when the law of one was created, it was given to the light people, and it was passed on only to the light people. And then the Ra remove themselves from the earth. And so this is just random points from what I noted down. So we are in the third density right now, and the foundation for us to raise our vibrations is meditation. Like that's the foundation. And when you advance higher than the third density, there's no I or you, because we're all the one consciousness. And the raw comes from the sixth density. So we are here to learn how to give and receive love. And doing meditation is one of the principle and means of discovering the creator. So distortion isn't necessary, it's by our choice. Yeah. And yeah. And when you start judging people or things, distortion or limitation will be created, and you can't receive or send messages. So the law of one says that there's nothing that is not the creator. And the rule of the third matrix is free will. So you have the freedom of making a choice. So the fourth density is the density of love. The fifth density is density of light. The sixth density is the density of light and love combined. The seventh density is foreverness, and the eighth density is the creation and the end. It's the core density. So yeah, that was some of my understanding from the lesson.
That is amazing. I couldn't have better summarized that as you did, Pranya. That was really, really amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
wow,
the lesson is very yeah.
absolutely. This is the message, and you got everything. I don't think you need to read the book, or maybe you should read the book and do a book club of your own. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
What's the title of the book?
So the book is called The Raw Material. You know what? I let me see if I can put an Amazon link here. Um, Raw Material, and there are different books. There's book one, book two, book three. I think four books.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's not raw. It's raw. Sorry, the raw. Okay, so yeah, that's the book, and which is one of the best books that I've read, which encompasses everything that we talk about from the scriptures, and again, as I mentioned, all our gods are extraterrestrial beings. They are here to share the information of spirituality, but we made them gods. We want to become slaves, and we made them gods. But it's all of us are gods, and that is the message that we are all one. The message is very loud and clear that we are all one, we are all gods, we are all masters. So, well, yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, it's time for the guided meditation now. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to share the music from my side. And can you just tell me in the chat if the music level is good and you're able to hear me as I do so?
Sure, sure.
Okay, everyone, just get comfortable in your own spots right now. Let's do a meditation with my favorite music. This may be not a traditional meditation music for you, uh, you know, that you may have meditated, but this is something that I really like. It really raises my vibration. Um, so let's start. Get comfortable. Get comfortable wherever you are. Okay. And find a center. Just move your body, shake your body to find a center. And just clasp your hands, cross your legs, back straight, and chin a little up. This is how you clasp your hands. And if you haven't done so yet, close your eyes. And take a deep breath, signaling your body that you're now entering a meditative state. Giving yourself permission to be here and to do this meditation with all of us. If you're watching us live or if you're watching us after the fact, you will connect to these energies. Just bring your attention to your breath and just observe your breath. In breath and out breath. Just observe your breath. With the knowing that you are the creator, you are the source. You are not this body. Just bring awareness into your breath, into your inhale, into your exhale. Opening up your heart space. Just flow with the breath. Go wherever the breath takes you. With each breath, you go deeper into your awareness. You are not this body. You are the soul, the spirit, the consciousness, the awareness. You are a multidimensional being, experiencing your own creations. Every word of yours, every action of yours, share abundance. Meditation is the only way to meet the source, to become one with the source. Keep observing your breath and just flow with your breath. Do not open your eyes. Know that nothing can happen to you because you are the creation, you are the creator, you are the source. There is no lack. You're always connected to the infinite abundance, infinite divine energy. You can draw on it at any time at your will. Now gently bring your attention, your focus to your heart area and breathe in through your heart, in and out through your heart. Breathe in for 5 seconds, breathe out for 5 seconds. You can place your hands on your heart and just activate a feeling of compassion, gratitude, or care for someone you love or some place. Just re-experience a feeling of gratitude and compassion. And fill your heart with that. And bring a smile on your face. feel the rhythm of your heart. And slowly bring your hands together, rub them together, and place them on your eyes. And just soak in that energy that you have just meditated. And gently open your eyes. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us and meditating with us.
Thank you for guiding us in meditation. I felt very nice.
Okay, hang on. Let me. Okay. Yes. Yes, Pratya.
Yeah, that felt very nice. Yeah, thank you for guiding us.
Thank you, Pratya, for being the host here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So in meditation, I felt a little water in my eyes. Does that mean anything?
Okay. Does it hurt you?
No, not hurt. Like it doesn't feel any. It doesn't feel like any pain or something. But I could just feel water in my eyes.
Well, it can mean anything. Instead of me explaining or guessing what that is, I would say ask a question in your meditation. Why is that happening? Because
Okay.
you will get the right message from than anybody else out there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. So now we will have a short Q&A session. So please feel free to raise your digital hand and share an experience or ask a question. Okay, so I don't see any raised hands. So
Okay, so anybody who would like to just say hi, or comment or share your experience about this meditation, even if you don't have a hi Mridula, it is so nice to see you. Okay, you gotta unmute yourself.
I will unmute. 1 minute. Now try Mridula, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Pari ma'am.
Hey Mridula, so wonderful to see you.
Amazing session. Us, this is like a very, very new experience, a very new concept. I have heard like in a different way, but this is the very, very, very completely different way you have explained us. That's wonderful. We have learned a very so much information in just a limited time period. It's so deep.
Yes, it is pretty deep. I know, every time what happens, Mudula. Every time I read this message, I always get different information from this message because based on our own vibration, we receive information. So every time we even like if you hear anybody's like even Devi's videos, you will get different information in the second time you watch that video than the first time. So I love sharing this because every time I share this, I get something new messages. So yes, thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
thank you. So I see someone raising their hand. It doesn't have a name, but it says iPhone. So
Okay.
yeah, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, this is Rajlakshmi here, Miss Pari. Good evening.
Hello.
How are you? It was a very nice and interesting session we had it with you. I just want to share my experience, which I felt it just now. I felt as though I'm floating.
Okay. Did you like?
Yeah, and also I felt surrounding me there is a kind of immense energy which is surrounded by me, and I'm sitting in middle.
Okay. That's beautiful.
My
Wonderful.
hands, my hands were, I couldn't sense my hands, but they were floating.
Beautiful. That's
Is
wonderful.
there anything, if you can help, what is that experience all about?
Well, you were
Um,
surrounded by masters, so you felt the energy of the masters of the higher frequencies. Um, and the floating is just you, your consciousness, just discovering that you're free from the body, discovering that you are the soul, exploring yourself. So that's a very beautiful experience right there. Congratulations.
yeah, it's really very amazing to experience it also when I was feeling it. Even though it was a short time, but it was really amazing. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradnya.
Thank you. Okay, let's see if anyone else raised their hand. I see someone with the name of Kirti raising their hand. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Pari ma'am. This is Kirti.
Hi, Kirti.
Yeah, you know me, right? From
Yes.
your
Oh, yes.
sessions. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yes,
me.
yes. Of course, I know you. Can I see your face, please? Is it possible?
Sure, 1 minute. I'll on the light. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hi.
finally, I see your beautiful smiling.
Bye. Hi, ma'am. Uh, uh, this meditation, was totally different. I felt like, uh, what kind of music is this?
This is Celtic music. And
Yeah,
yeah, this is a different music, which I know. So, what did you feel? Tell me about that.
I don't know. I felt like I belong to that, and someone is calling me, and some different feeling. I cannot even express what kind of is that. It was totally different. I am unable to express it actually. But I today I spoke in again a light language, and it did something to my heart. Something it kept there. Something it took out. It was explaining me something,
Mhm,
and I asked them like, "Can you translate it into my language so I can understand your message?"
mhm,
And it took me to my notepad in my phone
mhm,
where I can type. So they said, we are Mahias, some Mahias OS, some that's what they said, Mahias OS.
okay.
And again, they started talking in their different language, that light language. But the feeling which I felt, it was totally different. Like they were calling me, I belong to them, that kind of feeling. That's why I wanted to know what kind of music is this. I just reacted too much for that. I mean, responded, I can say.
Yeah,
This is what happened. Mm.
wonderful. See, you are. So, again, as we talked about this perfect session, I'm glad you attended this session. They are communicating with us. We are a part of their families. Like we have been in different star systems and galaxies, and we have experienced those densities with we have so it's not like we go through. I have to go through 1 2 3 and then only I can go to fourth. We would have come from the sixth density. We
Mm.
have come from the seventh to fourth. So it's not a hierarchy system here that, oh, like how we see in first level, second level.
Mm.
We exist in every level.
Okay.
So there are Pleiadians walking among us. There are Syrians walking among us. And
Okay.
so when you are communicating with them, because you have had a experience with that group or whoever is communicating with you.
Mm.
So when you are uh, when you're elevating to that frequency, you will feel that connection.
Mm.
So I guess that's what you felt today, which is pretty amazing. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, thank you for giving this like opportunity. Thank you, Devi Garu, and you too. I don't know that this feeling I never had. Like I belong to them. They're calling me. I have to go. Like that feeling it came.
Well, you are here, Kirti. Your purpose is on earth. Your purpose is to share that message that you're receiving, share that love with everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are feeling too elevated, too higher, I would suggest to do grounding because most
Okay.
light workers star seeds, we call them star seeds, experience that they do not belong to Earth because they are from the different galaxies. So for that, you need to ground to Earth because you are on Earth now.
Okay.
So do more grounding work that will align your lower chakras.
Okay.
So, like how Raju Lakshmi just mentioned that she was floating, we have this all higher experiences. Uh, then if you're not grounded enough, we'll have a lot of issues with being on Earth and being with Earth beings around us.
Okay.
So, yeah, do a lot of grounding.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank.
Thank you.
Okay. Shall we wrap up, Devi?
Yes, Pari, it was amazing. Whenever I listen from you, I listen something exciting and something deeper. I
Well,
will.
I think it's your energy that brings up all this magic from everybody, from
Yes, yes.
everybody around. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Pari. It was amazing, and Pragya had a very nice experience with you.
Yes, I am so happy she is here and I did not see Devi. You are here. I'm so happy. This was a beautiful surprise, a pleasant surprise, and I cannot, this could have not been any better.
Yes, yes. After these sessions, I'm putting all these kids on a one platform, and I started Little Buddha Book Club, and
Okay,
there's reading, and I'm not doing anything. I just bringing them on a platform, and they're discussing on their books, and
wonderful.
by listening to them, I am learning a lot.
That's wonderful, wonderful,
Yes. Thank you
beautiful.
so much, Pari. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank
And
you, thank you,
actually,
everyone.
I didn't meditate. I make my husband meditate here, and I went there.
Okay.
Will again put the live on. So by listening all their experiences, I want to do again. I will do again.
Yes, yes, yes. I know that's what happens when we are organizing, we miss out that thing.
Yes.
I understand that. Yes.
Mm.
Thank you, everyone, and everybody who is watching this on YouTube. Please subscribe and please share this video to everybody you think will benefit out of this information. This is free information given to you just for to to raise this awareness, to raise the vibration. So please share and subscribe and bring your friends and family. Introduce meditation to them. The details are below in the description. I'm sure you'll find it on how to reach out to the PSSM USA if there is a new meditator and how to be and you will be guided. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful night and day wherever you are, and we'll see you tomorrow. Devi, who is your next guest tomorrow?
Prajna, can you please give that information?
Yes, so next Saturday we will be learning about the four agreements by Indrani Ma'am, and on Sunday we will be learning about attracting abundance by Allah Bakshu sir. So
They both are coming from India. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, the Four Agreements, one of my favorite books. So I will join you guys tomorrow. Let's
Oh my God. It's not tomorrow. Maybe it is next Saturday.
go next Saturday. Yes.
Saturday, please, if you able to join, it is our pleasure. Please join, Tari.
Yes, absolutely. And I
You
would love to
can
see Pradnya again. Only for her I'll come.
you can see more new kids. Every week, one new kid will come.
Okay, okay.
And Arnav and Teju, two those are from college students, high school students
Okay,
from Dhruva. They're going to host.
okay, wonderful. Yes, I'll be here then,
Yes.
watching you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And see you again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow in morning meditation, we are doing group meditation every morning, Pari, from 6:30 to 7:10 a.m. Yes.
Okay.
So weekends we have wisdom sharing sessions, and weekdays we have only group meditations.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Good night. Thank you so much, Pari.
Thank you, thank you. Bye bye, guys.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.